Today I briefly want to talk about free energy. Free in two meanings. The first one is free of charge, so you don't have to pay for this. The second one is free up energy, so actually get more of it is not really the right term because like how it works, and I'm going to explain this in a second, is you cannot really get that much more energy. It's much more about freeing it up rather than getting more out of it. So there's two types of energy, physical and free. Physical is usually what comes from nutrition and like movement. So this is typically referred to as calories, although calories actually, if you look at what it is, it's just the amount of energy necessary to heat up 1 kilogram of water with 1 degrees Celsius. That's just what a calorie is. So if you're curious, the amount of calories inside of food is not always representative of the energy it gives. In fact, there's foods like burgers that give, technically, according to calories, lots of energy because it's lots of calories, but they actually usually bring down your energy. So if you wondered why that is, it's because calories is not really that accurate of a measurement to determine how much energy food gives you. The second one is free energy. So someone can have a lot of physical energy because they eat a lot of food or they eat good food or they move a lot, but they can have a very low free energy. This means they're probably depressed or not so happy about life, and they're not really excited about anything. They're not really willing to do anything. If that's the case, they're probably lacking free energy. So one thing which you have to understand is that free energy is always available. So if you're depressed or like anxious or fearful, that means that there's a block because free energy is always available. So if it's not, there's a block. It's like it's always flowing, always, because it's inside of the universe all around you. So it's kind of not an excuse to say there is no free energy because it's, once again, free energy in two senses. It's like free and it flows freely. But if it's not, there are blocks, and these can be any types. I have talked about this before, but limitations that you put on yourself are a big one. Not only like limiting beliefs, which are part of this, like I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, but also limitations like I should go to this place by 8 a.m. and you feel like it's an obligation, a limitation. It's kind of two of the same things. If you have stuck to a very strict exercise routine or diet plan, either one of these, then you're also putting a limitation on yourself, and this causes a block in your free energy, as well as promises you make to other people but you have not fulfilled on. It's like there's a promise that's left to be completed, like a to-do, but it's not yet done, so it also takes up a bit of energy. And let me see if there was any other ones. I guess like false goals are part of this, but I won't go into that because it's maybe too big of a topic. But in general, limitations, obligations, and promises are the big ones that put a block on your free energy. So as soon as you remove these, you will notice that your energy is literally going to increase. It's not anything you have to do for this. It's like, obviously you have to remove these things. And if you want to know how, like I explain more about that in my emails as well. But you don't have to necessarily resupply energy. It's more a case of freeing it up. And in order to free this up, nutrition and movement are absolutely essential. No question about that. Because your body will literally remove these blocks if you stop putting new blocks in. So what I mean is that the body, and you could say like our nature, our functioning is pretty perfect. So we are essentially designed from scratch, and I'm sure as a child you have experiences. If you had a great childhood, everything was exciting, everything was fun. And if you ever wondered why, well, it's because in childhood we don't have much of these blocks and limitations. As adults, we're always like, we need to do this is important, like we're going to put limits on ourselves, on the world. But as children, there are no limits, there are no obligations, and therefore everything is exciting. So if you want to regain this truly, then you have to just free up free energy. And how, once again, is through removing these. And if you're curious about that, let me know in the comments, I can explain more about it. But everything was exciting, everything was fun. And two big components which kind of destroy this, actually, like destroy the free flow of energy, is nutrition. So if you eat bad foods, then what happens is your body is going to start accumulating toxins. Now, toxins are essentially substances or particles that your body cannot use as nutrients and are harmful to it, in fact. So they're obviously called toxins, and they're harmful to the body. And if you feed yourself with bad food, then the toxins, the body does have a natural detox system. So like the liver, I was going to draw first the lungs. So the liver, I think, is like here. The lungs are part of this system. The liver is part of this system. And the kidneys are part of this system. And the skin is even part of this system. So if you would visualize a really strange human here, you have the lungs, which help to detox from carbon dioxide, obviously, because you cannot use that. It's kind of what you send back out into the air. Like you breathe in oxygen, you send out carbon dioxide. I'm sure you know how it works. The liver and the kidneys also help with detoxing from harmful substances. So your body does this naturally once again. But if you feed it with too much toxins, then it's going to get overloaded, and the remainders of the food is not going to be digested or detoxed, and it's going to be stored as a toxin. And then your body is going to basically accumulate this like almost like a bag of trash. It's going to accumulate over the years, and this is dramatically going to decrease your free energy, which is why life in general becomes less exciting as you get older for most people. Not for me, definitely. But also not for you, hopefully, after watching this video. But this is why it happens, because their body starts accumulating all of these toxins. As a result, their free energy decreases and life becomes just less fun. Now, another thing is movement. So because obviously we sit down a lot nowadays and we work from the computer a lot, our spines and neck muscles are very damaged in the sense that they are constantly tense. So if you sit in a bad posture, like your muscles are going to unconsciously tensen up. So what this does is like automatically your muscles are going to tense if you do not relax them, and this causes also a lot of energy loss. And over time, this is just going to completely screw your energy. So you have to keep moving. Obviously, you're probably familiar with the benefits of movement and stretching and making sure your muscles are right, but it's absolutely essential. So I guess those were like the two main points. I didn't have much else on here, but truly, if you want to get more energy, there's not really too much specific energy which you have to gain or get. It's more about freeing up the stuff, and how you free it up once again is by removing the limitations, obligations, and promises, or executing on them. That's cool as well. Although limitations is usually quite difficult to execute on them because they become limitations again. Like if you limit yourself to showing up at the gym at 8 a.m., unless you really enjoy it, if it feels like a burden, then every day is going to feel like a burden. Every day it's going to take up free energy, so it's better for you to kind of work on that. Once again, if you want to know how, just let me know in the comments. I can make some detailed videos about this. Nutrition, movement, absolutely essential because the body has a natural detox system to remove toxins. But if you eat bad foods, the body is going to not be able to handle it, and these toxins are going to stack up like a trash pile. And movement's also essential because part of this detox system is as well blood and water and bile. So blood, water, and bile are the three digestive. No, not water actually. Blood, bile, and I think there was maybe one other one. I think there was like the lungs are responsible for or like the air, you could say, are responsible for the detoxing as well. So if you just let the body do its thing and you move, which means the blood is flowing, which means the bile is flowing as well, then if you do these two things, if you move, then the body is going to have an easier time getting rid of the toxins, getting rid of the trash, and the energy is gradually going to come back. Life is gradually going to become more exciting. Instead of going down, it's going up. Stuff is amazing, and that's basically how I have been able to increase my energy a lot the last couple of months. So if you did enjoy that, leave a like and leave any questions you have in the comments. I would be happy to go deeper on any of these things if you are interested. I'm grateful as well that you clicked on this video, watched it, and looking forward to see you in any potential next ones.